Okay, here's a prescription for managing stress and taking it just a little bit at a time, learning how to train your body to relax and have a relaxation response. This is helpful to offset the stress that our body gets used to and begins to actually depend on, so that when there is an opportunity to rest, the body takes a little while actually to settle into feeling calm. And you've probably, if you're busy, keep a bit busy schedule, you know what it's like to go on a vacation. It usually takes about 2 or 3 days before you really start to feel like you're able to relax and enjoy yourself. So this is actually training to get that response more activated so that you can access it more frequently throughout the day. And hopefully, as you practice this daily over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice that it's actually beginning to work its way into your whole day, and it's giving you, you're getting a sense of awareness that it's when your body is moving into a stress zone, to regulate that by bringing it back and using these very basic and simple skills, behaviors. So what we're going to do is every top of the hour and half of the hour, so the top half and the bottom half of the hour, for 30 seconds. So all we're going to do is for 30 seconds, we're going to do a circle breathe exercise, add to that a body melt exercise, and then add to that a leg tapping exercise, and then stop and return to work. So we want to do this with the eyes closed, and we want to start with the circle breathing and keep the circle breathing going through the entire 30 seconds as we add the other two, the body melt and the leg tap exercise with it. So 30 seconds, give or take. But I'll demonstrate first, and I'll probably keep my eyes open initially just to keep my eyes on the time. But it would go something like this. So top of the hour, bottom of the hour happens. You hang the phone up, you sit back in your chair, and you start a circle breathing, which is a slow breath in through your nose and a slow breath out through your nose. Not too deep and not too long. You want it to be a natural, kind of your natural breathing rhythm, but we want to focus on that rhythm and control that rhythm for 30 seconds. So it looks something like this. Probably about 2 or 3 of those would be about 10 seconds. And then shifting into the body melt. And what the body melt is you imagine doing a scan from your head down to your toes and just noticing your body from head to toe. And what we're trying to do here is just be aware and intentionally and voluntarily allowing the muscles of the body to relax. So it's like melting into your chair. And so I'll demonstrate that starting with the circle breathing. Now, you may not have noticed, obviously, because I'm only doing an upper body shot of that, but that relaxation starts in the shoulders, works its way down the trunk of the body and the stomach of the body, into the thighs, down the calves, and into the feet. And if you really concentrate on the chair that you're sitting in and imagine that it has to hold you up, and the floor where your feet are positioned, that the floor is holding your feet up. So you want to have this sensation of just the body's complete relaxation and rest for about 10 seconds or so. Then the last thing we want to add to that, so you're doing the circle breathing, keep that going for about 2 or 3 cycles. Then do the body melt, which is letting the body relax. And here's really a trick, a very key area to focus on as you relax the body, and that is the jaw. Oftentimes when we're stressed, we don't even realize it. Our neck tightens, our jaw tightens, and our tongue is pressed up against the roof of the mouth. So what we want to be able to do is relax the jaw and let the tongue rest, like down in the lower part of your mouth, lower part of your jaw. So that circle breathing, 2 or 3 cycles. Let the body melt for another 2 or 3 cycles, and then the last 10 seconds or so, we want to do a leg tap. And the leg tap is simply to get you out of your mind and in the moment and feel present in the moment by doing sensory stimulation. And it's what's called bilateral sensory stimulation. So we're going to do a tap, 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 tap. And so you do rest your hands on your thighs as you're doing the breathing and the body melt. And when you're done doing the body melt, you've got your jaw and your tongue relaxed. Then you take and do a tap. Do it about a 1 second interval. So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. And that way you can kind of get the 10 seconds of leg tapping in. So I'll just demonstrate, but I'll use my hands here as though they were on my thighs. And I'll stop there. I didn't do actually 10. You'll find that that gets a bit tricky, and this is really the whole point of it. This really is a skill, and your brain is going to argue against you and not want you to perform this skill. And the reason for that is if you think of swimming in a small circular pool. We used to do this when we were kids. Probably did this when I'm adult with kids in the pool. We make a whirlpool. If you've ever made that whirlpool, you're swimming around, swimming around, swimming around, and then stop, you feel that current continue to push you around. And that's what stress is like. We keep ourselves in a stress cycle. And if we don't know how to stop that, the only way we try to stop that is through some kinds of maybe drinking or smoking or eating or some kind of behavior that numbs us for the time being to that stress, and then we kick right back into it again. So learning how to rest actually has the effect of slowing down the strength of that stress cycle and actually bringing it to a slow, bringing it to still, and then starting it up again. That's really the idea behind it. And it will take the brain some time to get used to it. And you'll notice that the coordination between tapping and then circle breathing, that'll be out of sync for a little bit. So when you first get started with this, don't expect it to be very relaxing. It may be much more frustrating. If you want to practice maybe in the afternoon or maybe in the evening or in the morning so you can get the skills down a little bit better, that may be more helpful when you start to use it in the middle of your day. But you will get used to it if you take it easy on yourself and don't be critical of yourself. But if you go through 30 seconds of this and it doesn't work out really well, that was a success, because we're really trying to look at breaking that stress response cycle and voluntarily and learning to become more implicit and intuitive, bringing in that relaxation response so that in moments where we really start to feel the tension rising, our brain is going to recognize that as kind of a conditioning learning and remind us in that moment to take that breath, body melt, and then maybe even just do a little bit of tapping, pausing in the moment. So that is a prescription for strengthening a relaxation response to manage the stress that is continuous throughout the day. We want to take, I don't know, maybe 16 of these every half hour or as needed throughout the day. 30 seconds, circle breathing, continue that, then do the body melting, jaw, tongue, do the thigh tap till you can get this coordinated. Then pause for a moment, and then open your eyes and return to your work. I recommend that you do this at least um, uh, 7 days a week, and try to keep this up for about 3 weeks. And you will find that you are more than likely to start recognizing that you're kicking into this relaxation state a little bit more naturally. Well, good luck.